What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to the Crest of Courage card game channel. Today I've got my Rosemon deck build profile for you guys to check out. This one's been doing pretty well in playtesting, and it's just been a lot of fun to mess with. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, for the babies, I'm just playing 4 Cocomons. Now, I was starting off with Tanamons for the plus 2000 DP, but I don't know, I felt like that didn't really get to come up enough. And this one just gives you the effect that whenever an effect suspends one of your Digimon, draw 1. So that's pretty awesome. And, you know, it does help us get through our deck a little bit faster, which we already do a lot of, but, you know, it is always a nice effect to have. All right, moving right along to the level 3s, our rookies here. We do have 4 Palmons from the new BT14, and it has start of your main phase, one of your opponent's Digimon gains all turns. When this Digimon becomes suspended, lose 2 memory until the end of their turn, which is a really strong effect to have. Obviously, it's a green deck. We're suspending our opponent's Digimon quite a bit, so getting to gain 2 memory off of doing that is really great. Plus the inheritable that when this Digimon would Digivolve, if you have a green tamer, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. You know, cheaper Digivolves are always great. If you can stack that with one of the champion ones, you know, by the time you go into your Mega, it's literally like a 1-cost Digivolution, which is pretty nuts. And then you have this other Palmon here that is one of our best searchers on play. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with vegetation or plant in its traits, and 1 card with fairy in its traits, and then bottom deck the rest. So really good searcher for the deck. Pretty much all the vegetation stuff is like the rookies and the champions, and then the fairies are the ultimates and megas. So you get, you know, 2 cards usually out of your whole Digivolution line, which is great. And then, of course, last but not least, we're playing 4 of Lalamon, who's also a great searcher. With the on-play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 with vegetation, plant, or fairy in its traits, and 1 Yoshino among them to your hand, bottom deck the rest. So, of course, we're playing Yoshino. She's one of the best tamers for the deck. We'll talk about her later. So you get to get any of your Digivolutions and also your tamer, which is really great if you get to find both of those anyway. And then you have the same inheritable effect here that when it would Digivolve, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1 if you got a green tamer. So like I said before, cheaper Digivolutions are always better, especially down the line. So obviously this is the Palmon you usually want to Digivolve on your egg when you have it. Otherwise, you know, you want to be hard playing these two because they have such great searching effects. And if you absolutely have to Digivolve one of them, I would do the Lalamon because at least you'll have a good inheritable. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for the rookies. All right, so on to our champions, our level 4s here. I couldn't really decide which of these 3 I liked the most in testing. I went with, you know, 4 and 4 and 2, and I did 4 and 4 and 2, and so I eventually just landed on 3 across the board because they all are great in different situations, so you kind of want to see all of them about equally. And then Red Vegemon just as a one-off because it's a great one-off, just Digivolves for 1 on a green, and it's a 3000, so you can play it out. They're all 3000, so you can play all of them with I believe it's this one's effect. But first of all, we will start over here with Hogemon. And it just has the effect that once per turn, when you would play a green tamer from your hand by suspending one of your green Digimon, reduce the play cost by 3. It's important to note if you play Mimi by this effect, who has an effect that when an effect suspends one of your green Digimon, you can suspend her to gain a memory. She won't be on the field like to see that effect suspending this, because it's like a when you would play it, so it's still like in your hand about to be played, so she's not actually out to see this suspending itself to reduce her cost by 3. So it's important to know that you won't immediately get Mimi's effect off that, but it's still a really, you know, strong effect. Just suspend it to basically play a free tamer, and we'll talk more about the tamers later, of course. But this one also has the inheritable that if you have a green tamer, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1, so super good. Then, you know, I really also like how they're all just a 4 play cost, 2 to Digivolve, you know, 2 standard, but 4 play cost is pretty cheap if you just need to hard play them. But otherwise, you can also play them out with this thing's effect. When Digivolving, by suspending one of your green Digimon, you may play 1 Digimon card with vegetation, plant, or fairy in one of its traits and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying its play cost. So really strong. When you go to Digivolve this, you can suspend it or one of your other Digimon to just play another one out. Any of these all have 3000. They're all vegetation and everything. So any of these and any of our rookies, you can just play them out for free with this effect, which is super awesome. And then it also has a really good inheritable that when an effect suspends one of your Digimon, draw 1. So instead of just reducing the cost, we get to draw 1, which is also really strong effect. Combo that with a Cocomon, you get to draw like 2. So yeah, Sunflowmon, very good. We have another Sunflowmon here. and that one, of course, has the effect that main, by suspending this Digimon, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Fairy and one of its traits in your hand for its Digivolution cost. When it would Digivolve by this effect, reduce the cost by 2, so you get really cheap Digivolution that way, especially if you have like the Palmon or Lalamon that reduce the cost. So then you can usually just Digivolve for free in that case. So it's really awesome. And when this Digimon would Digivolve, reduce the cost by 1. Again, same inheritable there. So yeah, again, just, you got really cheap Digivolutions, just playing stuff out for free, and really basically free tamers or 1 cost for some of them, but just really, really cheap stuff across the board. And again, just a 1 cost Digivolve on this guy is also really strong too sometimes when you just need to climb up that ladder a little quicker. But anyway, all the champions are great at reducing all those costs and playing stuff out for free, and it really helps to kind of drive this deck forward super fast. All right, for my ultimates or level 5s here, starting us off, just this one-off Blossomon. I like this just because of the Digisorption effect. So when this card in your hand would be Digivolved by suspending one of your Digimon, reduce the Digivolution cost by 3, and it's of course a 3-cost Digivolve. So it just gets you a free Digivolve straight to level 5, which is pretty awesome. Gotta love that. And it's also, vegetation, so again, we can search it. But then we have 3 of the Lilymon Ace, who's really awesome. Of course, you got the hand counter Blast Digivolve. So if your opponent attacks you and you have a level 5 out, you can just slap this down, Digivolve it for free. On player, when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with 5,000 DP or less to the bottom of the deck. It does say you may return, so you don't have to. We do have effects in this deck that you want to have suspended Digimon on your opponent's side of the field. So it's kind of a unique situation where usually it would be better to throw it under the bottom of their deck. Why not? Get rid of it. But sometimes you want to keep more suspended stuff out. So you kind of got to play that mind game of do I want to put that on the bottom of your deck, or do I want to keep it out so my effects are stronger? But yeah, 4 play costs, of course, for an ace. Super good, or just the free Digivolve on your opponent's turn, also great. And even if you just have to Digivolve it normally, it's not too bad usually. To get that suspension effect and everything. But then next up we have Lilamon. But we're playing 4 of her because she has, when Digivolving, you may play 1 Yoshino from your hand without paying the cost. Again, playing free tamers is always great. And then her, especially because of her inheritable effect here, that while your opponent has a suspended Digimon, this Digimon gains security attack +1. So that's one of the effects I was talking about. You really want your opponent to have a suspended Digimon out on the field for you to be able to get that security +1. And yeah, she's pretty great. Gotta love free tamers and security +1 for our megas. And of course, aces are great and free Digivolutions are great. So again, pretty cool, level 5 lineup here. I like it a lot. All right, but moving right along to our level 6s and 7 here, we're playing 2 of the BT13 Rosemon, 2 of the BT14 Rosemon, and then 3 of the BT13 Rosemon Burst Mode. So taking a look here at the BT13 Rosemon first, she has, when Digivolving, by suspending one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, unsuspend this Digimon. So it's kind of nice to attack in with your level 5 if it survives, if you're willing to risk it, Digivolve to her, suspend something, unsuspend her. If you got the Lilamon under her, she can then attack, you just suspended something anyway, so you're going to have security +1, get 2 more checks with the Rosemon. Pretty awesome. But then she also has all turns once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon or Tamer becomes suspended, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. So you actually get to suspend 2 things with that effect, technically. And it's cool on your opponent's turn. If they attack you, you get to suspend their other Digimon or something. Or if they maybe Digivolve, suspend a Tamer to gain something from that, then you can use her to suspend their Digimon so they can't attack with it. So there's some really cool stuff you can do with that offensively and defensively, which I really like. But I also really like this Rosemon from BT14, who has, when Digivolving and when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. So when you Digivolve, you can suspend something. When you attack, you can suspend another thing. And then your turn, once per turn, when an effect suspends a Digimon or Tamer, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So the cool thing is, again, you can kind of pull off the combo where, you attack with a level 5, Digivolve into her, when Digivolving, suspend something, and then you can unsuspend her and attack again, or you can just attack, suspend something, and then when something's suspended, unsuspend her so she can attack again. So she can get 2 attacks off, and if you got that, Lilamon security +1, that's 4 checks right there with the Rosemon. Pretty awesome. I love both of them. And then, of course, you've got Rosemon Burst Mode. We're playing 3 of her. The main reason I'm playing 3 of her is because we do have a ton of searching in this deck, a ton of drawing and everything. So I kind of want to bump these up to 3, but I've seen them enough. I haven't really had any issue with finding them when I need them. So you could cut some stuff to bump these up to 3 if you feel like that's an issue. But the reason I'm playing 3 of the burst mode is because sometimes you attack in with it, you get this huge attack off and everything, but you still don't quite finish them off. And then she trashes herself. So it's kind of nice to be able to find another one a little more easily to be able to end those games with, especially if like one gets caught up in security or something like that. So I do like having a third one of her. But she digivolves for 0 on a Rosemon by returning one of your Yoshinos to the hand, and then at the end of the burst digivolution turn, you can trash the top card, or you have to trash the top card, which would be her. But then she has when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and one of their tamers. Until the end of your opponent's turn, all of their Digimon and tamers don't unsuspend. So it's really strong to, even if, that's why I said, like, sometimes you just want to go into this just to stop your opponent from really doing anything because they can't unsuspend anything then. And even if you don't, like, wipe them out that turn, it kind of buys you another turn still, which is really nice. And then it has, when attacking, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack for every 2 of your opponent's suspended Digimon or tamers. So again, that's why I was talking about earlier with the Lilymon. You might not want to return stuff because you might want to hit that threshold of them having 2 or 4 things out to trash more security when she attacks with, when you attack with the burst mode. So yeah, that's pretty much my lineup. And if you really wanted to, you could cut one of these for Quartzmon. Quartzmon, a really strong level 7 green. I was testing it out. I just felt like it wasn't really doing it for me. I don't know. I would rather just find another burst mode to end the game with. But it is a really strong option if you want to try that. All right, so that does it for our Digimon. On to our tamers. Next, we have 4 copies of Mimi, and she's just amazing. 3 costs, but if you suspend a Togemon, you get to play her for free. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with vegetation, plant, or fairy in one of its traits among them to your hand. Bottom deck the rest. So on play, she's a great searcher. Can search any one of your Digimon out. And then your turn, when an effect suspends a Digimon, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. So, and that's just when an effect suspends a Digimon. So that can be your own effect, suspending your own Digimon to, play another tamer or Digivolve or play something else for free, and you get to gain a memory off that. Or you could be when you suspend one of their Digimon, you can gain a memory off that as well. So really, really strong for the deck. And of course, we've got 4 Yoshinos as well. We do have a way to search her with one of our rookies, and we do have another way to play her out for free with our Lilamon. Or you could just play her out for 1 cost from Togemon, which is also great. But of course, she's our memory setter. Start of your turn, set it to 3 if it's 2 or less. But she also has your turn when one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with vegetation, plant, or fairy in one of its traits. By suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. So gaining a memory every time we digivolve any of our Digimon essentially is really nuts. We have so many Digivolutions already that are so cheap, almost free already, that you gain a ton of memory. And it's funny, sometimes you get to just play out a bunch of these and you digivolve something, it's already reduced costs from like the inheritables, and then you suspend a couple of these and you're gaining memory for digivolving. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, both these tamers, absolutely love them at 4 each. Definitely want to see them. Definitely want to have multiples of them out throughout the game if possible. They get you a ton of extra resources. And because of that, that's really all you need for the tamers. Lastly, for the option cards, we're just playing 4 agility training, of course, just the green training, basically. So, of course, if you don't already know, it lets you, for only 2 costs, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 green card among them to your hand, bottom deck the other one, and then it gets the delay effect. And, of course, then you can trash this card to digivolve one of your Digimon into a green Digimon and reduce cost by 2. So, of course, really, really strong for the deck. Really cheap card to search the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you take any green card, so you can take any Digimon, any Tamer, any other option card that's green, add that to your hand, and then next turn, use that delay effect to get a cheap Digivolve, reduce the cost by 2, just really keeps in theme with the deck, of course, searching and cheap Digivolving and everything. Deck goes really fast, really gets up to, those level 6s really quickly, and then we got hidden potential discovered, HPD, just a staple in green decks. 0 cost, just lets you basically suspend one of your Digimon to digivolve into a green Digimon for -5. The cost is so nuts. So HPD is a really strong card. Honestly, though, with this deck, we already do a lot of really cheap Digivolutions. We already reduced the cost so much, especially with this card already on top of our, rookie and champion inheritable effects, and we gain memory from Yoshinos and stuff like that. So I have honestly not really used this card. I definitely have thought about cutting it. I haven't yet, just because, you know, it's kind of a staple green card. But if you want, you could definitely cut this for another Rosemon, maybe just like another searching card, like a green memory boost or something, or just some other good option that, you know, has to do with suspending stuff, because there's a lot of good ones right now. But anyway, that's going to do it for the options. But that about wraps it up for this deck profile. It's a really fun deck. It's really, really fast. You can Digivolve up super quickly for like practically nothing. You know, you can literally go straight from a rookie to a mega in like a one turn with just a couple other cards set up. And yeah, it's really fast, really strong. You know, it's really kind of control-y because you're suspending your opponent a lot and keeping them suspended and everything. And it uses a lot of really good like resource management. There's a lot of good searchers in here. You know, there's a lot of good like memory gain, draw cards, you know, and just the reduction of Digivolutions in general too. So it's a really, really cool deck. A lot of fun to play. If you're a fan of green decks or just like the Rosemon line in general, definitely recommend trying it out because it is a pretty solid deck actually. But that's going to do it for this deck profile. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button. It does help me out a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you guys have any other suggestions for other decks you'd like to see me do a profile of, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it, and I will do my best to make a video for you guys. I'm just covering all the decks that I currently have right now and are working on, but I am working on a bunch more for more content for the channel. But if there's stuff you'd like to see, make sure to let me know. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.